Hey, what's up? What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? This is James here. Hey, just wanted to go over some things for the Chiefs off season. Uh, just kind of what I think they're gonna do, what the best plan is, and all that fun stuff. So here we go. Uh, First, I think this is probably the Chiefs' biggest off season in their history. Like, really, they were one offsides away from going to Super Bowl, and I believe they would have won the Super Bowl last year. And they made the right decision. I've talked about before firing Bob Sutton. That was obviously the right choice. And to kind of translate, I like what we did with our defensive coaches, our new defensive staff. I Spagnola, I like it. He has from there. He knows Andy Reid. And then I really like some of the hires they made at linebacker coach. They got Matt House, the defensive coordinator from Kentucky, who really was. Kentucky had a top 10 defense in college football last year, and to have him teaching the linebackers is going to be a big deal. And then we got the defensive line coach from the Patriots. I believe its name is Brendan Daly. Uh, I the Patriots they always, it seems like they don't have the best talent on that defensive line, but it seems like he got the most out of them. So that's going to be a great hire, and we'll see how the defensive coaches see how the staff works with this new group. And it sounds like we're going to be running a 4-3 under personnel, which you play base defense probably like 30% of the time. So I don't think it's a humongous deal on what type of base defense you play. I mean, because you just play it so very little. You're in nickel base sub packages 60-70% of the time. So we'll see. Uh, I think the Chiefs defense is going to be there's going to be a lot of changes going into the off season. So we're going to have to the Chiefs are going to have to make a lot of decisions. Brett Veach and Andy Reid, they're going to have some decisions to make. Some of our free agents like Alan Bailey and Steven Nelson, I don't think are coming back. My personal opinion. And then you got so Nelson, I think he's going to get a pretty big deal on the open market. And then it's kind of what you do with the Eric Berry situation. I personally think Eric Berry's coming back, but there's a lot of people that don't agree with that. So we today we got the news. Andy Reid talked to the media at the combine, and we kind of got the news that Eric Berry's not having surgery. Most people assumed that he was. That it sounds like Berry talked to his doctors and everything's fine. They're gonna let he doesn't need the surgery. His doctors believe that it can heal on its own, and they said he's going to participate in all off season activities. So that's a good sign. I know a lot of people are kind of irritated with EB, but if the man's completely healthy, give him to me. Like, no, really, like he has earned a season. I know that the whole last year thing was really strange. Like, it was incredibly strange. But let's give him this year, guys. I mean, it doesn't you if you cut him, you're going to lose a lot of. I mean, it's a lot of dead money to cut him. So you might as well just keep him. If he's going to be completely healthy, you got to give it to that. Now, one thing I will say is we can't go into the season, uh, flat-footed. I mean, we can't go in the season with, you got to at least have a backup plan. You got to have some depth at the position. And so, and I know a lot of people, this probably ruins let's cut Eric Berry to sign Landon Collins. I was never on that bandwagon to begin with. I don't think you can really spend. I mean, Landon Collins is probably going to get the biggest safety safety deal in the market. And I just don't think that's a very smart plan. Now, I will say there are some safeties I want to look into in free agency. Maybe not the top tier safeties, but man, this safety class in the free agency is pretty deep. Like a Tyrann Mathieu, let's say, hey, call him up. I think he would be a great fit with Eric Berry. And that would be a nice tandem. Then you bring back Jordan Lucas, and maybe draft one middle rounds or something, and I think you're in business. So it's going to be interesting to see what we do into safety as well as the cornerback position. You're going to have to improve the corners. The free agency market, there's really not a market. I mean, there's a few okay ones, but nothing that's going to improve over Steven Nelson, in my opinion. And so, or even on par, I think probably Steven Nelson's probably going to get one of the bigger cornerback corner contracts in free agency this year. So, I think what the Chiefs are going to have to do is there's only two ways, really. I mean, I guess you can sign one. I wouldn't mind, signing, one guy to a 1-year prove it deal that does he thinks maybe, hey, I'm not getting what I think I should earn, so let me sign with the Chiefs for a 1-year prove it deal, help you turn around that defense. There's an opportunity to play there. I would not mind that. Like I know we fell flat on the face with it, but kind of like a David Anderson type of deal. I would not mind that at all. But I mean, I don't want that to be our only move. So you either have to draft one, which I think in the draft, this is pre-combine, so a lot of things can happen, right? So, but I think you're going to have to trade up maybe in the mid to early 20s to get one of those top corners. I know I'm a big fan of Byron Murphy. I like Greedy Williams too. So, or you can wait, and there's some solid. I think there's going to be some solid choices in bottom round 2, top of the second, where we're going to be picking. So bottom of the first, I think we pick 29, or you're going to have to trade for one, and hey, why not? I would call Jacksonville and say, hey, call them about Jalen Ramsey, man. Like, I give you our first and third for Jalen Ramsey, and that would make this defense incredible. But I don't expect them to do that. It's just what I would do personally. I really don't expect the Chiefs would go that route, but it would be pretty wild. But yeah, it's gonna in the combine draft. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be paying attention to obviously the secondary guys, and I would not be surprised if I know I said Chiefs probably take a corner in the first. I wouldn't be surprised with the edge, man. Like we had the whole edge situation with us with D Ford's likely to get tagged, and Justin Houston I think is probably going to be cut unless he takes a pay cut, which I don't think he should for him personally, because he's probably going to get more in the open market if we just cut him and we just go our separate ways. So D Ford's probably going to get tagged. But I don't think you want to. I mean, edge rusher is such a big position. I think it's the biggest position on the defense. I think it goes edge and probably cornerback, and then defensive line, and all that fun stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs took an edge rusher with pick 29. Because who knows? Who knows? Maybe like a run on corners and safeties kind of goes higher than we expect. And then there's that edge rusher that just kind of falls right into our laps, and you take them. And then maybe you kind of figure out, you take a corner round 2, with one of your second round picks. So, yeah, I'm going to be watching the combine, see, I'm going to be paying attention to particularly on defense. I'm gonna have a little eye on maybe on the offensive end, on maybe some maybe a tight end two that might be available in the middle of the rounds, and then some of the running backs kind of middle, late round running backs that I think maybe we can pair with Damian Williams. So, all right, guys, it's been fun. I just kind of figured give you my thoughts of what I thought of the Chiefs offseason so far. Free agent look for free agent signings. I'll give you my thoughts on if we sign anybody, signing, especially if we make a big splash signing. I think we'll make one medium sized splash signing, one of those safety, middle tier safeties. So all right, guys, I'm gonna head off here and let's hope for the best. Like I said, it's a big off season. It's a fun time being a Chiefs fan, and go Chiefs.